How do you pronounce yuhavach? There, I just did it for you. It's super simple. Yuhavach. But Mac, in the official English dub, they call him yuhabahha. And yeah, you know what else the official English dub did? They called the Vandenreich the Wandenreich for like 3 weeks until they realized they were wrong, and then they fixed it. Hopefully they'll fix this in a couple weeks too. Who knows? Even back in the original series, when they first said Sosuke Aizen's name, they pronounced it as Sasuke. So the official English dub isn't really like the go-to you would think it would be when it comes to how to pronounce some of these characters' names. Granted, it's mainly because Kubo comes up with really wacky names that you can't really pronounce just by glancing at them. But with Yuhavak, I was hoping they would at least try. What they're doing with his name in the official English dub is they're just copying how they say it in Japanese. And yeah, in Japanese, you would pronounce it yuhabahha. That is what the katakana says. But saying that in English is the equivalent of calling, I don't know, Roxas from Kingdom Hearts Rakusasu. It's like, yeah, that's technically correct, but why are you saying it like a fucking weeaboo? Like, yuhabahha is just how they pronounce yuhavach, because Japanese doesn't have a V sound, nor does it have a H sound. You can approximate, there is like a special character that they use for V's sometimes, like in Vandenreich. But with yuhabahha, after you look at how his name is spelled in English, in the Roman alphabet with those letters, after you factor in that W's are pronounced like V's in German, it becomes extremely clear that they're only using a B sound to approximate a V sound. So yuhabahha turns into yuhavak, because Japanese doesn't have straight equivalents to those sounds, so they're approximating. That's all that's going on here. And the worst part now is, there was already a lot of confusion these last 10 years on how to pronounce his name. A lot of people were hoping for the anime to clear things up, especially the English dub. And now it's just made things even more confusing because you see people on Twitter being like, oh, so that's how you pronounce it, yuhabahha. And it's like, no, it's not. Don't listen to the dub. Because, first of all, I don't know why everyone's surprised by that being the pronunciation, because that's the exact same pronunciation you would hear if you watched the subtitled version. It's the same pronunciation you would have heard from Bleach Brave Souls, whatever the phone game is that had him in it like years ago. It's the same pronunciation you would get if you just read the katakana back in 2012, whenever he was introduced. Like, yuhabahha is not like a new thing. How do you think yuhabach came about as his name before we got the official spelling? Like, before we knew how to spell his name for like those 2 weeks, people just called him yuhabach, like first name, last name. There's just been a lot of just really dumb takes about this. Not dumb, just uninformed, I suppose. I don't want to be like mean, but it's yuhavach, Yuhabahha in Japanese turns into yuhavach in English, and the dub didn't catch on to that, / they probably didn't even care, and now everyone's going to be even more confused. But that's how you pronounce it, and I really do hope that the dub changes it. Maybe they do like retakes for the Blu-ray version. I don't know, but it's just the same as how they mispronounced Vandenreich a couple weeks ago, and then they switched it to Vandenreich from Wandenreich. So I guess the moral is just don't treat the English dub as gospel, because they can make mistakes, and they have made a mistake here. I mean, if you just want to pronounce it yuhabahha because you think it sounds cool, I don't give a fuck. I'm just letting you guys know that's not how you should say it in English. But if you want to call him that, I don't care. You do you. Thanks for listening.